set to go now on a beautiful sunny afternoon. And we are underway from Pittsburgh. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields.
Coming out of Ohio State, one of the top prospects in the NFL draft, and it was so big that they moved up in the draft to get him, to make sure that they had him. And, boys, he got the full package. Loves the game, big-time arm, 4.4 speed, so good that another quarterback prospect said to him, "What's it feel like to run 4.4? Everybody wants to be that fast."
Give them 15 yards to start their first.
Entering accessibility screen, you have 18 options. Menu narration option is set to off is selected.
The big play to start him out. Has him at the 45 already. Now Fields. They'll get this complete to Calvin Austin. Now 2nd and 3. A shotgun snap. Fields. Austin is there and brings in another one. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Back to throw. Fields. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Nice progress down the field, was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
On the right side, this is Austin with a catch. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. Now it's Fields. They'll roll him out right. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. Fields. Complete. Jefferson the target. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Fields now to throw. And he rifles one incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Here's Fields. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
Again, Fields. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And in for the Steelers touchdown. Michael Pruitt, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Steelers are on the board first here this afternoon. Right off the bat, they start with a very solid, methodical 10-play drive.
And you know me, I tend to look at things from the defensive side. they're coming off the field gassed right away. We're in the first drive of the game. So it's not just what happened, but think of the emotion you carry into a game, then double it with getting a 10-play drive put on you and points scored. They're pretty tired right now.
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And he'll put it through to make it 7-0 Steelers. A 10-play drive that time. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. So out come the Rams now for their first possession. Leading the charge and quarterback, the former Georgia Bulldog, Matthew Stafford.
And Matthew Stafford was taken first overall in the 2009 draft, and he certainly played like a top pick. Throughout his career, he's been one of the most prolific passers in the league, and there's no reason to believe he's going to slow down his production anytime soon. Not only that, he's also one of the tougher quarterbacks in the league as well.
Stafford and the Rams come up 1st and 10 at their own 27. Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. Well, everybody was up there ready at the line of scrimmage, CD, but no snap, and the delay of game ensued.
Yeah, and I'm sure their head coach is asking the exact same thing. What's going on out there? Almost like they thought they had more time than actually was on the clock.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Now we give up the middle to Williams. And he can muster only a couple here to the 24. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Williams going to get it again on 2nd down. Shreds him with a stiff-o, and he works free. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. Touchdown, L.A. Kyron Williams. Yards. And the Rams are able to strike back quickly with an opening touchdown of their own. Point after, right down the middle. And we are tied at 7. So 2 plays on that scoring drive. That's how they drew it up. And a long run into the end zone, and what a run it was. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which.
Oh, what a read on the outside as it's intercepted.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
After the interception, here's Stafford. That's into the hands of Tutu Atwell. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Now Stafford. And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's second down now.
Those are the ones you dream of as defenders. I think if he gets eyes on the ball a little bit earlier, he might come away with it. Instead, it's going to wind up as just an incomplete pass.
Stafford. That's quickly to Atwell on a slant. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. Throwing again is Stafford. Gets this into the hands of the tight end, Higbee. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Here we go on fourth. Stafford into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Deshaun Elliott. And the Steelers are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on fourth down. I appreciate the aggressiveness trying to go for it there on fourth down, but you're in the red zone, had 3 points in your back pocket. Instead, Charles, they throw it away.
Certainly a big call to go for it on fourth down. As you said, in the red zone, definitely going to cost them 3 points, and we'll see how that affects the game as time goes on.
He finds Austin complete. And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds. From the 24 now, here's second down and 7. Here's Fields. A short one there to Freiermuth. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 2. To throw is Fields. Rolling to his left. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing again is Fields. And this is going to be incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Completes it to Austin. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. Back to throw again. And this one's incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
Fields throwing again. Steps away. And, boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. These two teams all tied after 1. Second quarter action from Pittsburgh. It is the Steelers in control of the football as they've got it looking at 4th and less than a yard. Here's Fields on the sneak. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that, but by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down. So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Fields. He finds his man complete. That's Austin. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll bring up second down. Now Fields. He finds his man complete. It's Austin. He's up over 50 yards receiving now in this first half. It's a first down. Well, they have not been shy about looking his way in this first. That's already 7 catches for him now, and we've halftime. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Here we go. From the gun, here's Fields. Rolling to his right. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Just a spectacular run by the always dynamic Justin Fields. And the Steelers have taken the lead. And maybe the defense got so caught up in him throwing the football, they forgot he can take off too.
And you often hear about the quarterback being the unaccounted for guy as a runner. Well, even on a passing play, he's unaccounted for as a runner, and he turned it into a nice gain.
A very nice run, and it turns into 6 points. Extra point put through by Boswell, and that makes the score 14-7. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And it was all capped off by the Justin Fields touchdown run. He took it in himself. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. In a close game like this, Charles, those interceptions like they had on the last drive could be costly, but here they've got another opportunity to seize control of this game.
And they better take advantage of it, because otherwise, if they end up losing by 1 score, they'll relive this over and over and over until they have another opportunity to wipe it away.
And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Pass complete there to Nakua. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Going to be taken in here by Nakua. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Williams is into the end zone. Touchdown, L.A. Well, they move the ball down the field through the air, Charles, and then finally they get the running game involved, and it works to perfection. Touchdown.
And, partner, I kept waiting for that running game to come into play, and they actually saved it until the very end. Touchdown goes on his stat sheet, but you and I both know, and he knows as well, his teammates airing it out made this a successful drive.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. That last drive, it was a good Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a bead on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on first down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
Back to throw, Fields. He finds his man, complete. It's Austin. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up third down. And this is going to be incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
Here we go on fourth down, Fields. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Rams get the football in outstanding field position. So they take a big, big chance here in their own territory. And you think the coach may have some questions to answer?
Yeah, and, you know, normally we focus on the media, right? The social media barrage that he's going to get for this one. How about on his own sideline? And
oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it. And he brings this one back. It's a pick six for a Steeler touchdown. And on that one, with 6 defensive backs, did he need to be more careful throwing the football? I mean, I guess obviously in hindsight he did, but... Yeah, hindsight, but even in foresight, when you got 6 defensive backs on the field, you just know you're going to get multiple coverages. You're never sure what you're going to see, but the big... You don't have much reaction time for your receivers to go get the football because those guys, they're the best cover guys on the field. They go get it. And on that play, they took it the other way for 6 points. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The football going back to the Rams now. And remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around. Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone. Now a first down carry. It's Williams. Fights loose. He'll get this up to about the 44. He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Now a 3rd and 6. Now Stafford. Short throw, it's Higbee. And he is going to have a Rams first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Up the middle, it's Williams. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Linebacker Patrick Queen bringing him down. 2nd and 9. Stafford now to throw. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. And every game we talk about what are going to be the keys as we go into it. Maybe that's a key for their defense today. Pressure the quarterback and make sure you play a good zone defense behind them, and they get their first sack of the contest. So now Stafford and the Rams after the sack, and they're staring up at a 3rd and long. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. On Stafford for the 3rd time is intercepted. Picked up by DeMonte Casey. Down to the 10. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. Now, there's a reason they call him a ball-hawking safety. It looked like he read that, Charles, and he wasn't stopping there. After he got it, he took it all the way to the house to widen their lead.
And what's interesting to me, Brandon, is that our spotter, Bruce Murray, right before that snap, pointed to his number on my play sheet. Got to see him a little bit as a ball hawk and a return man that time, didn't we? That's just the type of play they expect from him, and he delivers in a big way. Nice call, Bruce.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Oh, trying to gauge the sun, and he muffs it. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The Rams going to take over late in this first half. Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here, but with that deficit, they've got to try to at least work their way into field goal range to try to muster something out of this drive.
And I'm going to go ahead and date myself one more time because I'm going to quote an old Smokey and the Bandit lyric. They've got a long way to go and a short time to get there, but they still have time to get it done. So I'm looking forward to watching them mount this drive and see if they can get some points out of it.
The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Here's Stafford. This one swung out to Williams. Calling a gain of 3 on the play. And all of a sudden here, it's third down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. From the gun on third down, Stafford. He's got his target. That's complete. Down the left sideline, and he'll be ridden out of bounds all the way down at the 15-yard line. A big play there just before halftime. 48 yards. They'll run out of the gun here. Williams. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. 2nd and 2, first down marker at the 5-yard line. Now it's Stafford. And it's complete. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Tutu Atwell. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Rams get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point splits the uprights, and they're within 7 now at 28-21. The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. And that's going to skip into the end zone for a touchback. One more drive here for the Steeler offense in this first half. And with a 7-point lead, they'll likely look to take this to the locker room and not really press the issue. A little over 20 seconds remaining in the half as they'll line up here 1st and 10. Here's Fields. A throw left side, caught by the tight end Freiermuth. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line, 2nd and a yard.
Here we go. Easy.
Now it's Fields. He'll let it fly for Austin. And that's caught inside the 30. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Calvin Austin in the final seconds of the first half. And the Steelers would extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point now by Boswell. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. The quick strike ability certainly intact there. 2 plays, 80 yards to score it. So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after the last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
Flush to his right. He's got it to Williams. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. So we've reached... Apologies to Coach. Cut him short. We'll talk to him post-game. We got business to get down to. 3rd quarter action ready to go. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. The Rams offense and Matthew Stafford set to take over once again. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And Charles, they trail here, though not really the fault of this offense.
No, they certainly did their part in the first half. But when you're in a shootout like this, you definitely want your defense to play better, but you know that's out of your control. All you can do, keep putting points on the scoreboard and keep giving your defense opportunities to make stops.
T.J. Watt, the All-Pro, in there to take him down. From the gun, it's a run for Williams. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on 3rd and very long. And the terrible towels in full force now as the Steelers get set to defend this 3rd and long. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by DeMonte Kazin. And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Tough one there. First drive of the 3rd quarter, throwing interception, and now a chance that they could be an even a bigger hole if they can convert this into points.
Yeah, but how good do you feel if you're that defensive coordinator right now? Because you just know that the head coach looked at him and said, turn him loose, big man. And he'd be able to take a few extra chances playing with this type of a lead, and boy, it paid off.
On the right side, this is Austin with a catch. Here's 2nd and 3. Fields now to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Fields. This one finds Austin out right. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Slant route, and he's got Freiermuth. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Pat Freiermuth. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Steelers take a 3-touchdown lead. Boswell good with the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. And the LA offense ready for this next possession. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
To throw is Stafford. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Patrick Queen. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. On the move to his left. He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
Oh, he's been fun to watch in this one. He's made the correct reads all game long and helped stake his team a huge lead. Running, passing, he's made all the right decisions. But that wasn't the right read on that one. It falls incomplete.
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. To the air again, Fields. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Pat Freiermuth with now his 2nd touchdown of this 3rd quarter. And the Steelers add 6 to their lead. Extra point put through by Boswell. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well. And that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves. But we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Now Stafford. Going up top for Kupp. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
I certainly like the idea. You're down on their side of the field. Get your big play guy involved. That time, they put one up for him to see if he can pull it down in the end zone, but the coverage was good, and it winds up incomplete.
Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. Here we go with Williams. And nowhere to go. He's going to be stopped behind the line. Sean McVay's gamble does not pay off. And this defense is going to get the football back near midfield, right at the 48. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
And he's brought down. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Here's Fields. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go up the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
He'll buy some time right. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. Fields, we know he has the good mobility. He flashes it there as he scrambles for the first down.
Partner, even I can figure out who deserves the lion's share of credit for their lead right now, because he has been terrific in a dual threat. Really chewing up yardage and getting them points with his legs. Simply put, that defense has had no way of stopping him, and that's why his side is on top.
And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. 3 quarters have come and gone. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Pittsburgh. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. A shotgun snap, Fields. They'll roll him out right. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple. To throw is Fields. And he's got it. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Calvin Austin with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Steelers have sewn this one up as they add to their lead here in the 4th. Boswell good with the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. L.A. readies for its next possession. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out, because now it's not a total loss, because as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
That incompletion brings us one snap closer to the end of this one. Maybe mercifully, partner. And let's face it, though, no surprise, they're still flinging it around. They have pride, too.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And he brings this one back. It's a pick six for a Steeler touchdown. Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense. And certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner hoping they're holding a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap one.
And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. And the Rams now coming out on the field. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick six put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. The shotgun snap for Stafford. That's caught. Davis Allen. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
The Rams on third down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This is 3rd and 10. Now a handoff. Here's Williams. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. They snap it to Stafford. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Back to throw, Stafford. Open man is Atwell, complete.
And we've seen him have success earlier on with the ball in his hands because he is a get it in space and make a play kind of a receiver. But that time, they closed on him quickly and held him to a short gain.
Out of the gun, Stafford. Right back to Atwell. That's complete. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a 1st down. Stafford going to give this one to Corum. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. So maybe just a momentary setback on what's been a great drive so far. But 2nd and 13 here. And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete.
This has obviously been a bad loss, but one of the few things they can still do is try and throw the ball all the way to the end zone and get some points on the board so they're not shut out over the final 2 quarters of this game.
And that is incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
So on 4th down, Sean McVay going to send out the field goal unit. This is a 49-yard attempt, right hash. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle, and they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate, but we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
Here's 2nd and 10. Now Fields. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. And the return stops at the 39-yard line.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Stafford. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
2nd and 10. From the gun, here's Stafford. And that one too wide and incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Here we go on 4th. Stafford. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead. Oh, Fields is intercepted for a 3rd time. Picked off by Cameron Curl. And he will bring this across midfield to the 49-yard line. Boy, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the 1st down run goes backwards. Now a man who's been busy this afternoon against Williams. And he'll be brought down right on the 50. A gain of 3. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
From the 50, it's Stafford. Going up top for Kupp. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. That is caught. And he is going to have the Rams 1st down. And that was something else. A big pickup on 4th and long to give him a new set of downs. Now it's Stafford. Short throw. It's Higbee. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The Rams going to go ahead and use the 1st of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter. To the air again, Stafford. This one swung out to Williams. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Stafford. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. One last throw here for Stafford. And that is going to officially draw the curtain on this one as the last throw intercepted. Picked off by Joey Porter Jr. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them play it straight, do all the right things, but these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago, and you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.